Good afternoon, Govind. Thank you very much for joining us today at India M2M and IoT Forum. It is an honor for us to have you join us as our esteemed speaker and for having Vodafone join the forum as a sponsor. May I request you to please briefly introduce yourself and also enlighten our audience about yourself and your journey thus far?
Sure, it's always a pleasure to be in the M2M IoT Forum. I'm part of the Vodafone Business Services and I represent a portfolio called Enterprise Mobility and I'm part of the product management function. So what I look after is a portfolio of products like mobile applications, mobile security and value-added services, and more importantly and interestingly, machine to machine. So I have a team which drives these products and we work across the Vodafone India teams to drive the business.
What is the latest development at Vodafone and how is Vodafone as an organization taking the entire growth spurt in the M2M and IoT scenario in India?
Yeah, I think it also helps to know that Vodafone globally is an established M2M market leader. And in India, clearly we think that the market is still nascent. But having said that, we have made significant investments in terms of bringing the global platforms into India, staying on the right side of the regulation, and creating and co-creating innovative solutions with the customers in the market. Today, we play significantly in the utilities, automotive, aftermarket telematics, and wireless point of sale solutions. But we definitely believe that the market can innovate more and lead solutions into the market which transforms lives firstly and also impact business in a very positive manner. So we believe that we have made the right investments and the capability that we have built globally is going to help us tap the local market and bring those innovative solutions into the local market.
Could you also elaborate a little more about the M2M partnership program that Vodafone has recently launched?
Yeah, so I think it's something that is peculiar to India as well, specific to India I would say. Given that Indian market is still in the nascent stage, we believe that there are a lot more local needs that can be met with innovative companies who build the solutions and take it to the market. And a couple of factors that need to be considered are the scale on which the solutions have to be deployed and having the right go-to-market models. And having made those investments and carrying that expertise of M2M into the market, we believe we should extend and reach out to and collaborate with the ecosystem, and so that we're building the right solutions, solving the right problems, and having the right business models to help M2M scale. So, and hence the Way to Win partnership program that we have launched in India is about reaching out to these startup and innovative companies so that we collaborate and kind of pre-test and build solutions before we take it to the market, so that you are designing it for failure and you are taking all the factors into considerations just to ensure we succeed well in the market. So that's an outreach program to the startup and innovative ecosystem that we have in India.
A lot is being said and done about M2M and IoT space, especially with regards to the potential it holds in India. What is your take on it and what do you think the industry has in store for the future?
Yeah, compared to the European markets or other Western markets, I think what we lack here is some of those drivers which have catalyzed the M2M adoption in those markets, something like a transportation use case or a energy use case. There are some regulatory drivers, statutory drivers in those markets. Clearly we don't have those in India. And whatever M2M deployments you've seen in India are because of certain specific drivers which led to the adoption. And hence we think there is a lot more that can be done from a policy standpoint to ensure that the solutions are driving the real benefit. For example, how can smart city vision be realized? You need the right policies and security framework, which gladly they are work in progress. But once we have it, that's when we see market really going to the next level. That's point number one. Point number two, I think, is the market is little fragmented, right from the ecosystem to the on the customer side as well. There is very little understanding of how do you adopt the right M2M solution. So the fragmented ecosystem needs to come together and ensure that the customers who are going to be the end adopters of these solutions are adopting it for the right reasons and the right business advantages and benefits are realized. So otherwise there is always a gap between expectation and what's getting delivered. So we need to bridge that gap working collaboratively with the ecosystem. So these two are a bit of a work in progress, and hopefully in years to come we see the market really exploding in M2M in India.
Do you think there is enough support from the government in India in terms of the policy frameworks, especially for the startups?
From a startup standpoint, I think there is a lot more support. I can see some lot of local and central and state governments reaching out with a lot of infrastructure support for the startups. In terms of M2M, the policy, what we hear, all of us here, is a work in progress that augurs well for the industry. Once there are some standards defined, it helps ensure that there is standardization across different players in the value chain. And I think the environment, the socio-economic environment is very exciting for startup companies and players like us to really capitalize on. So I believe the environment is just right for us to work on.
You are here today at India M2M and IoT Forum. What do you think about the entire platform, and how important do you think platforms like these are for the industry?
I think for the problems and for the situation that we are in, these are the right forms of engagement that you require, because it's very tough for players to come together on their own. You need these associations, these meetings and these forums to bring the parties together, the like-minded people together, because there is a lot of energy that is existing latent in the market. That energy has to collaborate and then bring out right solutions. And today I'm glad that the forum has a very good mix of young and very energetic startup companies. And for a company like us, it just excites us because our thought process is aligned with working with this kind of ecosystem. So I think these kind of forums really are what is much needed impetus for the M2M market in India.
Thank you very much, Govind, for sharing your views with us. It is an honor to have Vodafone and your kind self associated with India M2M and IoT Forum. We look forward to working with you very closely and to receiving you once again in 2016.
Thank you, always a pleasure.